Last year, I packed my bags and I moved thousands of miles across the country and I left my family and friends and basically everything that I had ever known behind to an entirely new place where I knew nobody. And for a while, it was one of the hardest things that I had ever done. So, just to give you some context, I studied mechanical engineering when I was in college. I got a bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering. And eventually, I did develop an interest in aerospace engineering. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically engineering that has to do with things in the sky, right? So, think airplanes, missiles, um, rockets, satellites, stuff like that, basically. And the summer between my junior and senior year, I even got an internship at NASA, which still doesn't feel real when I say it for some reason. I don't know why. But after that internship, I thought to myself, okay, this is it. This is the field that I want to be in. So during my master's, I went to this really, really big job convention and I got an interview from one of the biggest aerospace and defense companies in the country. And I'm not going to say their name, but if you studied engineering at all, if I say this name, you've definitely heard of it. They offered me a position with a nearly a six-figure salary, and of course I said yes, right? Like on paper, it felt like a dream come true, right? You know, 22 years old, making nearly six figures, so of course I said yes. But the thing that nobody talks about is that when you land your first dream job right out of college, sometimes it comes with a price. The job was in Utah, right? But I'm from Long Island, New York. It's basically where my sisters, my parents are, my family is, my relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, my friends, even the martial arts place I trained at, right? Basically, everything that I knew and loved was there in Long Island. And to just leave it all behind and just move across the country by myself at 22 years old, like that is scary. Like that really terrified me. Like I even remember the drive to the airport. My parents were crying and telling me how much they were going to miss me and they told me to do great things. I was hugging them, I was crying, I was getting really emotional. I try to hold it back as much as I can, but I just could not hold it back anymore. But you know what? I told myself to be grateful and that most 22-year-olds would be grateful and lucky to be in my position, right? Like this was everything that I had worked for the past 5 years. And of course, I was grateful, but I was also terrified. Like my first 2 months here honestly felt like some of the slowest and worst of my life. I'd wake up, I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd go to the gym, and then I basically spend the rest of my evening just bed rotting and doom scrolling and watching YouTube. And then it was time for bed. Then I wake up and go to work the next morning, and then I just rinse and repeat, right? And the entire process in my daily routine just felt so unfulfilling and draining and miserable. I just didn't know what to do with my life. And the weekends were even worse. Like at least during the weekdays, I had work to occupy me, but on the weekends, I didn't have that, right? Unless I was going out to the gym or getting groceries or doing chores, right? And not only that, like my job genuinely felt unfulfilling, right? Like the work was just like tedious and boring, like, most entry level jobs are, I assume. But when you combine my unfulfilling work with the homesickness and missing my friends and family and the doom scrolling, like that just caused me so much anxiety and sadness. And I just felt so miserable with myself and my life. Like, I felt so sad on some days where I'd start tearing up just thinking about my life. And I thought to myself, is this it? Is this what life's all about? Because if it is, it kind of sucks. I had worked 5 years of my life to get up to this moment, and this is it. Like, I miss my mom, I miss my dog, I miss my cats, I miss my dad, I miss my sister, I miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss my martial arts place that I trained at. I just missed everything that I had back home. And I remember one night, I was just lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to fall asleep, and I literally felt like I was going insane. But then something inside of me shifted. I don't remember what the exact date was or what the occasion was, but I remember sitting, just having my thoughts to myself, and I was thinking, I have two choices here. I can either continue living like this and be miserable, or I can actually take action and try to change my life and try to make my life better. And the thing is that both paths are hard, right? Staying in misery is hard, but also taking action and trying to improve your life in a new city is hard too. But only one of those paths actually takes you somewhere. And of course, I decided to take the path that actually takes me somewhere. So I started going on more dates, not because I wanted a long-term relationship or anything, but just because I was craving that human connection. I signed up for this new martial arts place. I've been going to that for the past couple of months. That has been really, really fun and fulfilling. And I've even met some, new friends that shared the same energy and passion and interests as me. I started calling my friends back home and started having like 2, 3 long hour conversations with them on a weekly basis. And I just forgot how much I missed their voices and how much I enjoy talking to them. And I also flew back home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and for New Year's. And even most recently, I took a trip to Japan with my sister and my dad. That was one of the most fulfilling and fun trips I've had in a really, really long time. And I really needed that. And spending time with them after being months apart just reminded me why I was doing all of this. All those things, slowly but surely, it started to put the pieces back together again. I started to feel whole again, and my mental health was improving. And I finally started to feel like myself again. But I think the biggest decision I've made in the past couple of months is it's not the dates, it's not the trips with my family, it's not the calling my friends, but it was that I decided to start posting on social media and to actually build a online fitness coaching business and to build a personal brand. And you might be thinking, okay, an engineer trying to build an online fitness coaching business, okay, that's pretty bizarre, right? That's pretty weird. It seems like a mismatch, right? But if you knew me at all, it's actually pretty on brand for me. Fitness and the gym have been such a massive part of my life for the past couple of years. As a teenager, I was fat, I was chubby, I lost 30 pounds. I went through that skinny fat phase. I started lifting weights. I figured out a bunch of the stuff in the gym by myself, and I've genuinely built a physique that I'm proud of, right? So I know what it's like to be insecure. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and be disgusted, to not like what I see. I know what it's like to not want to take my shirt off at the beach or at the pool, or feel, I guess, maybe inferior is not the right word here, but I'll say inferior around my friends, always compare myself to my friends, have an inferiority complex and think that they're better than me. Like I know how all that feels. I've been there. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I share my story with people around the world? Why don't I start posting on social media? Why don't I actually build something around what I actually love? So I started posting, I started sharing my story. I started to help guys, lose weight and transfer their physiques and to build muscle and to help them gain more confidence. And when I started doing that, something clicked for me in a way where nothing had clicked in a really long time. Because here's what I've learned with my own transformation and with posting my story and helping other guys. It's that when your physical health and fitness starts to fall into place, all the other areas in your life start to fall into place also. Like I'm talking like financial, social, mental, spiritual, emotional, like everything. It starts to fall into place too. Like it starts with your physique, your confidence, and your body. And yeah, of course, I'm not going to lie. Trying to juggle this fitness coaching business and my full-time job and my actual fitness plus, martial arts and trying to go on dates and trying to have a social life, it's really, really tiring. It's really exhausting. I'm not going to lie. But I would rather have it be like this now than have my life when I first moved here. Because at least now, even though it's super tiring, it feels like I'm building towards something, right? It feels like I'm going somewhere. And I did not feel like that when I first moved here. And I don't know where this is going to take me 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, maybe even 5 years from now. But I know I won't know unless I give it my all, right? Hopefully this grows into something that replaces my 9 to 5 income. Hopefully I can build a community, a brand, make an impact, right? Leave a legacy, build something way bigger than myself. I don't know. But I do know this. I won't know unless I try and I give it my all. I definitely don't want to be working a 9 to 5 together. Yeah, of course. My 9 to 5 has given me a lot of financial security and benefits and stable income and paychecks and all that, right? Like, I'm not going to deny that, okay? And I respect it. And it's some of the most technically challenging work I've ever done, right? But at the end of the day, it's still only a 9 to 5 and it has a capped earning potential. And I'm ultimately building another company's vision instead of my own. Like, I want to build something that's mine, something that adds value to the world, something that I've created from scratch, something that I can call my own, something that I can genuinely be proud of, and to reach out to and inspire thousands of guys around the planet to help them transform their physiques, their confidence, their lives, to help them realize that their lives, the lives that they want, is within their reach, is within their grasp. And I'm genuinely proud of how far I've come since I first moved here, but I'm not done yet, not even close. So if you're going through something hard right now, maybe you just moved away, you started a new job, you got laid off, maybe you're going through a breakup, whatever it may be, I want you to hear this. This is just one season of your life. And seasons are not permanent, they're only temporary. Your best days are ahead of you, but in order to get to those best days, you have to be intentional. You have to take action. You have to get up every single day and design the life you actually want. It's not going to be handed to you. It won't be easy. There's going to be tons of ups and downs for sure. I've had plenty of those myself, but never forget your why. Never lose hope, never lose faith, and never stop taking small steps forward, no matter how small they are. The future version of yourself is waiting out there for you. All you have to do is become that person. And if you're ready to start with your physical transformation, whether it be losing fat, building muscle, building that physique and confidence that elevates your life, book a call with me down below and let's talk. Let's build.